I'll start off by saying that um all this will, uh, and I believe the word is encapsulate, but all this will come together soon. But the belief that I have in myself, God first, obviously within myself, but my willingness to understand that I can procrastinate at times, but I will eventually get things done. I've always believed that some things, there if as long as there's no deadline, which let's be honest, there's always a deadline, because tomorrow's not promised. You never know when your last day is, so you have to live it to the best. You live your life to the best of your abilities. Work to not hold yourself back. Work to have a strong will, a strong mentality, a strong will to act, a strong will to do the things necessary to maximize every second that you have while you're on this earth. Now, what I will say is what's helped me a lot is getting my body right. Um, and that's half the battle. That's just part of it, man. Because it's not just about the physical, man. It's just mentally, spiritually. Um, Having those three aspects of your life are so important. But for me, the number one factor, and don't think that I'm knocking spiritually, because I do believe that in all aspects that your spiritual um, battle within yourself is definitely takes precedent over the mental and the physical. Because obviously, I would love to be given an opportunity to live in heaven, but I'm not gonna go there. That's not what this is about. But obviously, when I'm gone, I wanna have that opportunity. I don't know, that's not really, what I want to focus on. I do, but at the same time, that's kind of not my decision. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to do the best that I can while I'm here. And whatever that judgment is, that'll be what it is. But um, I, ever since I've gotten, my body right, it has allowed me to change a lot of other aspects of my life. Um, it does help with your confidence. It really does. It's giving me the confidence to get on here and speak, no matter how nervous I may be. It's giving me the confidence to kind of share my story and share my life. And obviously, there are so many other things that I've been through and that I'll go through, and things that I'm dealing with that there's too much to share. Like that man, like, come on now. I just kind of speak on what's on my mind, obviously, at the moment. Um, but yeah, I will say, if you're somebody that's just kind of in that loop, in that mental space where it's kind of feels like things are just going in circles, and you don't really know what to do, where you're going, you're just putting one foot in front of the other. I will say that's a start, because that means you're moving forward. Um, you're not really stuck. You just don't know kind of where your feet are taking you, but you are constantly putting one foot in front of the other. And yeah, something, I don't want to make that sound crazy. Like, yeah, because you could be doing that and still not moving anywhere. You could literally just be walking in circles. But you don't know that, honestly. You don't. So that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't really matter, man, but you're constantly moving. You're constantly just taking one step at a time. Even if there is no direction, you don't know where you're headed, because obviously you can't predict these things. You're kind of just letting your life flow. You know what you want to do, you know the things you want to do, but you're kind of just walking blindly, because you are, you don't predict the future at all. But you know these things and these aspirations and these goals that you have for yourself. So it's kind of like you just walk by faith. You just trust the process, but you don't allow yourself to sit. You don't allow yourself to wallow in whatever things may be going on. And you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to fall because you know that you will. That's just the way life goes. It's going to knock you down. Things are going to happen. But you get back up and you continue those steps forward, no matter where they take you. It's just about constant movement, and you rest when you need to. Rest your mind when you need to. Rest your spirit when you need to. But getting my body straight has helped a lot for me. Because I'll tell you this. For me personally, with the things that we go through, and I'm gonna just speak for myself, obviously, but I say we because we all deal with things, but I don't know you guys' circumstances. Whenever I'm going through stuff, man, I overthink a lot. I can beat myself up a lot. It even bothers me when I wear, the same outfits during all my videos, but it is what it is. This is kind of just my wardrobe. These are the stuff that I work out in. So you'll see me wearing a lot of the same stuff in my videos. And I'm subconscious about that, man. I think about that stuff, but I don't want to overthink it. Like, man, they gonna notice I'm wearing the same clothes, or I'm in the same place, or they're doing the same, that kind of stuff. And it's crazy when you start making these videos, you think about that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I gotta make every video look different, or I gotta try to change the setting every time to just kind of, nah, man. It's getting past that phase. I don't know how every other person feels that makes videos, but for me, you think about that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you can't really care, I don't got time to be trying to find new clothes for every video, bro. I'm gonna just do what I do and let my words speak, let my mind work, let my thoughts out, let my vision flow, let my words flow, let my life flow. And you deal with so much stuff that it can take a toll on you. That's why you try to keep positive energy. You try to have a positive flow in your life. Whatever structure that you have, if you have any, I will say it starts with that as well, especially as men. I've already spoken on that. I believe that we need structure. And I could do a whole thing about my life right now about how, we're all dysfunctional. All our families have dysfunction in some type of way. None of our families are perfect, but I can tell you it's definitely, I had structure, but man, things was crazy growing up, man. Yeah. But I'm not here to tell you about my childhood trauma and tell you that that's why, I'm in the position I'm in. And I understand people that like to take that route and talk about, healing your traumas and your wounds and stuff like that. And, that's fine. I do believe that is valid. So I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo it. I won't. I do think that does play a part. The things that you go through, they matter. The things that you see in your life, especially at a young age. I'm not gonna say that doesn't matter. I do believe it affects you. I'm gonna speak for myself that I believe that at my age and as an adult, I can't lean on that stuff and say at my age, at 35, that this happened to me, so this is why I am the way I am. No, bro, you're a grown ass adult, and you need to take responsibility and accountability for the things that you're doing and the things that you're going through. You can't blame your parents or blame this or blame that or blame your exes or blame whatever you're dealing with. Blame your boss that they put you, they made it hard for you at your job, or you felt like you were being, all these different kind of things. And I'm not saying this is happening to me, But I'm saying that I think that a lot of the times we outsource our problems to other people to give us reasons why we can't move forward or take care of things that we know within ourselves need to be dealt with to make ourselves the best version of ourselves. So why I getting back to why I said I'm so happy that I got to a point where I I like to work out and I like to focus on my body is because um, when I look at myself and why I try to keep myself together, and you can call it vain, you can say whatever you want, but when I look at myself, I want to be proud of what I see in the mirror, you know? This is just outsourcing, just me physically, what I see with my own eyes, not what's going on in here, what's going in here, which obviously matters more because it's a mental game. It's more mental than physical. Just like in sports, I believe that life is definitely it's more about your mental because you can look as fine as you want on the outside, but if you going through a freaking it's a war on the inside of your mind. It's a war inside of you. This is a spiritual war going on out here. So getting your spiritual right, getting your heart right, getting your mind right, that definitely matters more than your physical. But what I speak to for myself is that when I go look in the mirror at night, say I'm about to take a shower, obviously, when I'm looking in the mirror and when I see myself, I want to be proud of what I look at or be okay or happy with what I look at. When I'm standing in the mirror, I see myself, I'm clean cut, and so I don't always have my hair cut. But when I see my body and I see that I'm physically taken care of, that I look good physically, I'm healthy as far as I know, I feel good about myself. Um, it just it helps. It doesn't add on extra weight, and I'm gonna just be honest. That's the shortest way to put it. When I look in the mirror and I see that I'm in shape, it doesn't add added extra negativity to my mental and my spiritual, and it doesn't add that extra negative aspect for me. Um, if I had a stomach hanging over, if I had breasts, because as men, yes, you can get man boobs. If I didn't look physically well, if I was grungy, neck beard, hair grown out, not taken care of, just sloppily, I just didn't feel good about myself. That's just more added pressure to what life already dumps on you, man. And I've been at points like that. I have been. Um, I don't have a bunch of before and after pictures, but I've shown you guys a picture of my driver's license when I was like that. I don't have my Amazon picture, but I'll tell you, I've been working at the same facility for 3 years now. And I can tell you, man, like it looks like the picture that I took when I started that job, man. It's like, damn, bro, that don't even look like the same dude. And it's helped a lot, man, because whatever I'm going through, and that's also just pertains to my physical fitness. Find something that you can always lean on. This isn't even just about working out. Now, I say physically getting your body right because, yes, for me, when I look at myself outsourcing what I see visually, not talking about what's going on internally, it doesn't add extra weight on my shoulders that I need to carry and care about. I'm somebody that cares about my physical appearance and how I take care of myself and how I present myself to the rest of the world because I don't just represent myself. I represent my family. I represent my name, all that stuff, my bloodline. I represent obviously myself first of all. how I carry myself because I'm in charge of my own life. But yes, how I present myself to the world matters. It does. It's not about caring what people think. I do, but at the same time, it's like I was listening to, and I posted it not too long ago, a song called "Man on the Moon" by Kid Cudi, and he was like, I never gave a fuck. I never gave a fuck what people thought about me. I mean, I did, but like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people swear they don't care about opinions of people, but they do, man. But you can't at the same time. It's a weird thing it's a weird dynamic to have because people will tell you opinions don't matter and they don't care, but in reality, they do. It's just that you learn that you can't control everything. You can't control people's thoughts. You can't control people's mouths, what they say about you, what they say about this. People have their own opinions and their own lives to live, and they can do whatever they want. They're free to say whatever they want, especially when you outsource your life to the world like this. You put your life on camera, you post it on the internet, you giving people free game to basically say or do whatever they want. You being vulnerable basically, man. You open yourself to free warfare, free virtual whatever people want to say or do about you. So it's definitely something that you have to be prepared for when you step into these kind of things. When you post your pictures on social media, you post your videos, and you don't have to be no content creator. If you have a social media and you've posted yourself, you know that you open yourself up to things like that. Unless you like private and you only add certain people. But even then, I mean, you still open yourself up to criticism from anybody or just attacks or any kind of thing. So you kind of can't worry about it, man. And yeah, it can get to you, especially if you like to read comments or something like that. And I know I'm rambling now, but it all matters. It all still ties together at the end of the day of what I'm talking about. Is that the last thing I want to do is have all this stuff being bombarded with all these things going on and have my body, have my physical appearance, how I look, how I feel about myself, have all that packed on to everything else that we deal with. You know, I say take care of yourself, man. Make it a priority. Make it something. It doesn't have to be the most important thing in your life at the current moment. Obviously, I don't know people's situations. So I would just say whenever you have that time and that opportunity, man, to just focus on your physical fitness, focus on your body, focus on your health, focus on your whatever you need to do, man. If you have things that you, what's the word I'm looking for, or I'll just say for lack of a better, term, if you have insecurities about the way you look in your face, if you have like blemishes, pimples, or whatever the hell, do things to clear your skin up. Yeah, if you don't like your weight, man, just take that journey into losing weight, man, so you can feel better. Anything, like I've been saying, man, my thing is biting my nails, things like that. When I look at my hands, I want to be proud that, I don't bite my nails anymore, working on stuff like that. It's just little things. Anything you can do that can help you physically just feel better, man, and you don't have that added pressure, that added weight, that internal struggle, because we all have those insecurities about ourselves. Control what you can control. I can control not biting my nails. I can control what I put in my body to make sure that I maintain my physical appearance. I can control making sure I keep my beard intact, keep my hair nice, and it may seem vain, but at the same time, I don't give a damn, I don't. people gonna think what they want to think about you. But you have to care about yourself, man. You have to take care of yourself because it's all up to you. And I want to feel good about myself. We go through enough, man. We go through enough, man. And the last thing I need mentally added is to feel down on myself physically, man. I just so I think you get the gist of what I'm talking about. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, um, it is what it is. I'm not perfect. I can't explain everything in finite, whatever the hell, finite detail. Um, and I'm just one person, man. So I know there'll always be things that I leave out or I wish I could have said. But I feel like you get the message, you understand. So, yeah, man, it's been a journey for me, but just whatever you're dealing with, man, do the best that you can, man. Every day you wake up, man. Every day you're blessed to have an opportunity to be better, man. Just focus on that self-improvement. And that's not all, but that's all you really can do, Um, self-improvement, 1% better. Don't drown in it. Like I said, it's about pressure, man. Don't force yourself to feel like you have to put that much weight on your shoulders. You just want to try to keep it in the back of your mind every day that I want to be better, but don't beat yourself up about it because you're not perfect. None of us are. You're gonna have those off days. So yes, you want to be better every single day and you want to take steps forward, but don't be so just enamored and just don't fight for it so hard that it ends up working against you. You want to flow with it. So that's all I really gotta say, man. And y'all enjoy y'all day.